What up? What up? What up? How we doing? It is the Real Deal live show, and I have actually gone live, but it is on a Thursday, so I do apologise. This will go out on Sunday anyway as well, so don't worry. If you're eating your dinner, I apologise that you've got to see my face, um, or maybe you want to see my face. Who knows? But yeah, I've gone live quickly off the spare. It's a spare of the moment thing, really. I was putting a I was putting some documents together for a customer, and I thought, you know what? I've had a turbo tea. Anyone that works for me knows what I'm like when I get on the turbo teas. Yeah, look. Basically, I've had a turbo tea, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to deliver a live about something that is quite important, actually. If you can hear me, just put some comments in there. I'm going to start in a minute anyway. It's about it's about knowing your audience when you're doing your targeting. So someone's joined now. I don't know who it is. Hello. Put a comment in the old. Post a comment if you want. Again, sorry you're seeing my face. If you're eating your dinner, I apologise. We're going to talk about your target audience. So one of the most important things is, even in real life, not just online with your marketing stuff, is making sure that you're selling the right thing to the right person. Would you agree? So sorry to all the vegans out there. I've got nothing against it. But if I was trying to sell you a steak, that would be a mistake, right? You're not going to be. You're not going to buy my steak. So it's important that you go. There's a little system that I use, and most marketers use, to be able to get your target audience right. The technical word for it's called avatar. I just call it the people that you need to sell to. I'm not clever enough to be dressing that up. Get your turbo tea if you got one. And I'm going to dive into it in a minute. I'm going to share my screen in a minute and go from there. If you haven't liked or subscribed the page, please do it. There's loads of stuff on there. And also, if you stay till the end, I will give you the free resource that I'm going to be sharing on the screen in a minute. And I'll give you the link to the tutorial that you can go and then use the information that I'm going to give you. And then you'll be able to follow along on the tutorial, and you'll be able to follow along on the tutorial, and then you'll be able to input the stuff into the Facebook Ads Manager. Because ideally, that's what it is. We're basically going to go through something to get your perfect person for your business that needs your services or whatever it is that you're trying to sell to them. Again, see, that's the technical term. And then you're going to input that information into all the targeting, the into the back end of the Ads Manager. So then you can show whatever it is, whether it be you're doing brand awareness or whether you are actually selling something, make sure it goes to the right person. So I'm going to share this now. All right. So I won't get too technical because I'm not that technical, if I'm honest. Clinton McTaggart always told me to be simple, keep it simple, stupid. I think that's what he said. Just quickly, it is my good friend Dave Willett's birthday today. So happy birthday, Dave. And like I say, you're going to learn something from this. If you're selling things or you've got a Facebook page where you're making money from it or anything like this, you do want to listen to this. You're sitting there eating your dinner. We're going to be about 20 minutes, job done. I'll be out your hair then. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen. If you can't hear me or there's anything, just put a comment in there for us, because if there's any problems, I can adjust it. So, oh, what's going on here? Wrong one. See, look, I can't even push the right buttons. So if you've not been here before, my name's Billy McGarry. I'm the owner of Real Deal Marketing, and this is Real Deal Live with Real Deal Bill. Normally it's on a Sunday. This will go out on Sunday as well. I've just connected this all up live, just for the fun of it. Really, I've had a turbo tea, and I'm having it, and that's it. And so are you lot. So let's look on the screen. So I'm going to start off talking about what this word means, your avatar. It's not the film that James Cameron done. Um, it has actually got a proper meaning to it. So again, if you stay till the end, if you put a comment on the post and say that you want this, because this is like a walkthrough. This is going to be. I'll send it to you in an email, and you can have it. And I'll give you the www.rdmtutorial.com. If you go there, you'll be able to get the video for all of this as well, that goes with this resource. So, know your avatar. What does that mean? Your avatar is your target customer. Okay, so that's the technical term for it. Knowing your avatar sets the tone for everything you do and creates the voice for your brand. To successfully sell to someone, you have to understand everything about them, from what their biggest pain points are to the kind of books they read. Without knowing who you target, with who your target audience is, you can't create the offer. It's for your emails. This is relevant for everything that you do, because ultimately, all that ever happens is you've got you're selling something that fixes a problem. That's all it is. Yeah. There's nothing else. If you're selling someone food, it's because they're hungry. If you're selling someone a pull-up bar, it's because they want to do pull-ups. If you're selling someone a book on a certain subject, it's because they want to learn about that certain subject. You're selling a phone, that enables you to be able to talk to your friends. Yeah, and walk around and still be in contact with your friends. Sometimes it's the detriment to our lives, to be honest. But there you go. But that's what everything that you do ultimately, is if you look at cosmetics industry, if you're going for a HIFU non-surgical facelift, it's because you're getting crow's feet and you're trying to make yourself look more beautiful. Uh, Same thing. All right. So that's what that means, and you incorporate this in your adverts, in your emails, in your videos. Like when I do my videos, I'm talking about my avatar is, at the minute, I'm targeting people that own businesses that are over 40 years of age. Okay, and the reason that I'm doing that is because there's a lot of people out there in the age of 40 and above. There are younger ones, but it's easier not to go so broad because it keeps your advertising down. Is someone that owns a business, doesn't know how to use all the social media channels to be able to increase their profit, revenue, and get customers. So that's my avatar. It's a bit deeper than that, depending on what industry it is, but that's the broad part of it. So this is what I would go through when I'm with a customer or when I'm trying to target someone to get their ideal customer into their business. So if that's you, this is going to help you, right? So some simple stuff you want to do. Like some of this is going to be simple. Some of it you probably wouldn't have thought of, but I'll explain it. Or any comments, just leave them in the comment box. Again, you can have this anyway. So below, you want to be mapping out the basic info. So fill in some of the basic details of the ideal person or your avatar. These will affect the way you price and position your offer, as well as help you create various hooks and angles later in your marketing. Now, a hook is a headline or something like that. I'll give you a real simple one. I always remember a book that I brought. I think I was at the airport, and on the book, the title of it said, read this book, take better photos." Yeah, so it doesn't have to be that complicated. If you want to live longer, eat this food. Like that. That's really the simple stuff. But you come up with you can come up with other hooks and headlines. That'll be another lesson anyway. I've got lots of those. So you want to put the name, the age. The age is obviously important, and I'll give you another example. So obviously, I'm not going to be wanting my adverts or trying to sell to a 16-year-old or a 20-year-old, purely because. And the thing is, you've got to go. You've got to go like this in with the targeting. You're not discriminating. You're like this. This has to be done. So someone that's 20 more than likely doesn't own their own business and probably hasn't got the money to pay all the experience in their industry because they're still young to be able to pay for my marketing service. Okay, so it's a harder sell for me. So do you see what I mean? So that's why it's important to look at the age, gender. Now we won't touch too much on that, but different adverts for women work differently for how they would for men. So you have to communicate with them differently. It's amazing how different adverts and headlines and slogans and stuff react differently especially in cost per lead. When you're trying to just generate leads to get people on the phone, you can really see the difference in the cost. Ah, tea's nearly all gone. So next up, income is an important one. In the UK, but you can't target income. But in the US, you can target income for the top 1% of earners, top 5% of earners in their postcodes and stuff like that. So you can do that. In the UK, you can't. So in the UK, I would still write the income, but then I would break that down into other things, what people with a higher income would do, which I'll go into later on. Do they have children? Are they married? Are they single? The types of friends that they hang around with, and then you want to look at like what are their what if you look at the person, you start stripping it back. What are their values? What are their barriers? What are their pain points? So, for instance, what is it? What's the problems that you're trying to overcome for your ideal customer? And then you want to write those down and then write down the barriers that might be stopping them. So, for instance, in my industry, the pain points are normally the business owner's not got enough time. So, basically, what I mean by that is their pain point, one of their pain points would be they've not got enough time to do the job that I do and do the stuff that they're good at. I'll give you an example. A dentist is flat out all the time, very, very good at doing what he does with people's teeth. All right? Or she does with people's teeth, if that's the terminology. Okay? Probably not, and their diaries are stacked. The ones that we work with, their diaries are stacked. Probably not got a lot of time to really execute a very good marketing strategy and be consistent with it. Okay, so pain points, time, not and then not being able to know how all the platforms and keep up with everything that's going on. All right, barriers. How much does it cost? Can I afford it? Because of the time problem, they're not able to get more customers because they're focusing on their marketing. So then that's a barrier. Their goals. Ideally, business owner, I would think, would want to get as many customers as possible to grow their revenue and their profit, to be able to take on more staff so they can spend more time with their family. Right? That's just quickly on the surface. We would literally map this out on the whiteboard up there. Dave knows all about the whiteboard. He writes on it all diagonally, and it does my OCD in. So consumables and content. So it's important to think of the books and the authors that they might be into. So someone, if it's someone that I'm dealing with, we deal with a lot of clinics, so they're going to be things like women's health magazines, Hello magazine, all that sort of stuff that's attached. Okay, authors. You're going to be who's one of the authors? Who's an author? So if they're trying to, they probably like some of the famous chefs. So who's one? So Gordon Ramsay and those cooking channels and stuff like that. So that comes into groceries and diets, but obviously they do books as well. And if it was someone in a clinic, the reason that they're going, when people get to a certain age, or a woman gets to a certain age, obviously, and they're going for treatments, obviously that's because it's things like they want to keep in shape, they want to look nice all the time, they want to build. They might not have as much confidence at the moment, so it's that sort of diagnostics, if you like, that you have to go through. So things like they're going to be into health food, they're going to be into fitness stuff, probably. Okay, stores and brands. So the Whole Food store, I think that's American, but um, places that do organic food and stuff like that are probably, you want the. I'm trying to target the high spenders because some of the treatments, I'm working for a doctor at the minute, and some of the treatments, you're talking £700 plus. I mean, a dentist, you're talking mega money. So you want to go and look at the stores and the brands that the people that are going to spend that money. You want to go and look at the stores and the brands because you can target all these on Facebook. Again, if you haven't subscribed or liked, do that for me. I promise you, the amount of value and content we give on here is immense. And the video that explains how to input all of this stuff into the ads manager, okay, is at www rdmtutorial.com. If you go there, you'll get a free video. And then if you put a comment, I will send you this resource. And then you can print it off. If you haven't got a business, you ain't got to worry. But if it's you and you have, this is going to help you massively because it's all laid out in a PDF for you. So you want to look at magazines, movies, TV shows, experts in the field. So, for instance, if I'm dealing with a dentist, um, there's actually a YouTube channel that I found actually with a really, really good. There's a is it, is it dentistry, isn't it? That does a lot of talking and explaining on tips and tricks and stuff that people maybe have concerns with having some of the work done when they replace your teeth and stuff like that. So that's a channel and a person that's got a Facebook page that you can target, and you can target some of the products, books, etc., that might be attached to him. All right. So moving on, I'm going to put health and wellness. So a pro tip: remember as you fill out these sections to think about why. Ask yourself, why do people do the things they do? So I'm going to touch back on clinics again because obviously it's for an aesthetic look. It's because people go there because they want to make themselves look better. Not saying that they don't look better, but that is why that industry is worth hundreds and hundreds of millions, if not billions. Okay, so diets. So for instance, keto diets, fasting, all this stuff. Probably you'll be able to test all these, and I normally lay them out separately. Sports that they might be into, health stores, supplements. You really want to dive in to be talking about this stuff and laying it all out because it will make your cost per lead, or if you're selling a product, say if you've got a Shopify store and you're selling supplements, this is all good data for that you want to be writing down really, because you're going to be able to you're going to keep everything tight and not broad. And what I mean by that is you don't want your targeting too broad. It works sometimes, but in this sense, I'm trying to teach you how to break down your ads into different campaigns and different targeting. But ideally, you can break these up. I wouldn't lump all these together in the ads manager, by the way, which that video shows you that, because what tends to happen, you tend to not be able to see which ones are performing best. So you end up with a problem. So again, values and goals. So if I was, I'm talking about, let's talk about the beauty industry again. Obviously, I work a lot in this area. So, what do they care for in life? Most of the people that I normally speak, or sorry, Dominique speaks to on the phone because she does all of our lead gen. They're normally people that are married, they've got kids, they're at a later stage in their life. So, they care about their family life. They care about there might be, if it's, I'm going on about women a lot, but obviously I work with a lot of women. They're in the menopause. There's all these little things that at different parts of their lives they're caring about and what's important to them. Yeah. Their goals. What do they want to achieve? Now, when you look at stuff like that in the beauty industry, it's quite simple. They're trying to achieve, from my experience, again, I might be wrong because I'm not a woman, but from talking to a vast amount of women in this industry, customers, okay, they want to, they most of them, they want to achieve, they want to get their confidence back. They want to go out and they want to feel good about themselves again. So these are the types. So then you can go in and you can go and break those layers down and go, right, what are the programs, magazines, websites, blogs, and stuff that help women achieve those goals? Daily focus, what do they wake up wanting to achieve? What do they want to fix? We've gone over that a little bit. Barrier wise, what are the barriers that are stopping them to achieve those goals? It could be a few things, mostly in the beauty. I don't really get any in the beauty industry. Don't really get many barriers for stopping them, apart from, again, and this goes down to targeting the right people, price. Okay, or I'll give you an example. Actually, that's a lie. Well, it's not a lie, but some of the barriers. If someone hasn't been for a non-surgical facelift, they want to know: is it painful? Is it painful? how long does it how when does it start working and how long does it last? Because the reason normally they're going for the non-surgical facelift is because they don't want surgery done. Okay, and some people don't like having um, Botox because they don't want needles stuck in them, and that's the technical term, but that's what they say on the phone. So that could be a barrier. So basically, off the back of that, you could do if you had a beauty clinic, you could do a video explaining that it's painless. This is how long it lasts. This is how many treatments you need on average. I know you can't give that. Again, I'm not a beauty. I'm not stating that I'm a beauty clinic works person. I don't work in a clinic. I just know I'm going on what I've been told from customers. So if you was doing that, you would do a video explaining the pain points and then giving them all the answers to their pain points. What values are they not able to maintain because of whatever is stopping them? So that's the same sort of thing. So basically, you could create a video around these pain points, and that's your advert. And then you use some of the information that you got to target the people in the back end of the ads manager, and you'll be able to track all the views on this. Again, this is something I've gone like 5 or 6 steps ahead. I've got an event actually coming up for anybody. Again, it's a free event. I'm going to be teaching all this stuff live. It's in Deal. I haven't got the venue yet. I've got my eye on the venue. I'm going to hopefully speaking to the owner within the next few days for that. So that's the first one I've done. I've got 30 people registered at the moment. I don't really want. Obviously, we get some drop-offs, and I am gonna run an advertisement for it. You do get some cancellations, but I don't really want more than 40, that's for sure. So if you are interested, just leave a comment below, that would be great. So moving up, again, we're just moving on. So we've got friends network. So who do they hang out with? So this is quite a good one. So you can think about the type of people that your avatar would hang out with. So I'll give you an example. If I was looking, if I was- a lot of people in my industry, if I was looking for a marketer, right, they do a lot of networking. So they do a lot of chamber of commerce events. So you've got Facebook and LinkedIn pages for that. So you can go in these places and search for all these people. So that's just a that's just an example. Let's look at mums. So mums do like baby gym. I think in Deal, like you've got baby gym, you've got mother um, mother groups. You can go to a place. Is a good thing if you're trying to find where people are that you're looking for. There's a good site called Meetup. They do an app, and you can see all these groups and where these people go. And if it's local to you, it is actually worth visiting them because you can see if your target audience are actually going in these places. Hobbies, so you've got politics, animals. You write all this stuff down. It's quite important. And this is something that I spoke to on the front end. So objection roles. So do they have the buying power? So at the beginning of this, I was talking about the reason why at the moment I'm targeting people over 40 that own businesses is because I know that top one, people over 40 that have got businesses that are doing 500,000 and above in sales in their business. That's who I target because I know they are going to be able to pay for my services, no problem. Okay. If you've got a marketing company and you're working for people and you're doing lots of services, you need to be look. I'm not saying don't go with new people, but you do need to get around businesses. There's so many businesses out there that are doing 500,000 and above in sales or 1 million and above in sales that are not doing social media very well. Things like the Google page isn't claimed, and then we're not even talking about advertising. So that's why I'm talking about those types of people or avatar because that's my target audience. It's very easy for me to get into those people because there's a lot of things that are wrong with their websites, their marketing, their social medias. I mean, some of them are shocking. So it's a very easy in for me. And all I do is I go and look at that. I do a load of stuff for them for free. I give it to them. If they take it, great. If they don't, they can keep it anyway. But normally I at least get a call with the business owner. Do they need to involve the spouse? This is a good one. So do they need permission basically to be able to buy what it is? If they're buying a car, probably. Do they need to involve their business partner? So that's something with me. So I normally work with people, and there's normally a partnership, especially a couple of my last customers that I've got on board, and I've had to deal with um, two people. What I've done is with my thing is I get them both on the call at the same time because they're spending upwards, they're spending thousands of pounds basically. So objections to your brand. So for instance, some people might not like my personality because I'm a little bit wired. I'm a little bit lively. Um, someone might have just turned that on today trying to eat their pie and chips and thought, "Oh my God, who's this fella?" and turned it straight off. So this happens. It's one of those things. Okay, so building your avatar, create the perfect picture of your avatar so you're reminded of who they are at all times. A simple search on Facebook or Google can help you identify who you're marketing to. It's at the tip of your fingertips, guys. Literally, you can search anybody online and you can go and do a bit of research. Just go on Google. There's so many. Statista is a great site. You can go and get statistics on things. Um, Google's a free site and there's lots and lots of data on there. You can start, I'll give you an example. Go on Google and type in what's the main worries someone may have from having a non surgical facelift? Or what's the main worries? This is a good one. I just did this one actually. And what's the main concerns for someone that is buying a new property? Okay. I got loads of data from that, and then I rewrit it all and then wrote it. Sorry, if that's even the English. I wasn't really good at England at school, to be fair. Um, what I mean is, then I redrafted it all, bigger word, and then got the estate agent that I work for to deliver that in his voice, and then I put a video together answering those needs. So basically, I already got my avatar. I learned what their pain points were. Excuse me, and then we delivered a video targeting the avatar. And that's why this is so important, because if I didn't do this and then switched an advert on, I might be showing my advert to an 18-year-old that don't own a house, that still lives at home, that's not got a job. Not that I've got anything against people like that, but I'm just saying my advert has got something against people like that, because Facebook will start pushing my advert spend up because my advert is irrelevant to people. All right. And that's the way Facebook works. If you didn't know that, the only way Facebook makes money is from advertisers spending money. So if everybody keeps seeing adverts that are irrelevant to them, they leave the platform. If they leave the platform, Facebook don't like that, because then they don't see adverts delivered by advertisers like us. So we have to make sure that the adverts are going to the right people at the right time. Otherwise, it's an advertising crime. That's what we say. Tea's going to my head now. Okay, so hopefully, you know, let's just recap, all right? Just quickly, if you've got any questions on this, just email me at billy@realdeal-marketing.com. Just ask me, drop me a message on Facebook or whatever. I can answer anything, but it's pretty simple. There's probably just a load of stuff in here that you've not thought about. I mean, I know when I first started doing this industry, like politics. I mean, I stay away from politics if I'm honest. But you obviously, people are determined by some of their political views, which then turns them away from different brands. So you can use that to your advantage. And this is important online, right? It's important in real life if you need to go and meet people in real life. So let's just recap on what I've told you tonight. Okay. Again, thank you for tuning in. There has been a few people actually that's been on the live. So your avatar is the person or your ideal customer that you need to show your products to. The reason that you do this is because if we were selling steak to a vegan wouldn't buy the steak. Okay? If someone was trying to sell me reading glasses, I don't need reading glasses at the minute. But if you were selling me nice, snazzy sunglasses, then I would probably be interested. Okay? So then if there was expensive sunglasses, then you need to look at some of the brands and some of the habits of someone like me and what I would do. I'll give you just a little example. I'm a bit of a one-off. I'm pretty tight, and my sunglasses, I think my dearest ones were about 25 quid. However, I did get a lot of messages in the summer asking where I got them from. I won't say any names. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. Again, Sunday this will get replayed. If you want this resource, okay, drop me a message or put a comment. Put a comment under this video and just say, Billy, I want that PDF. And then go to www.rdmtutorial.com, because you will then, after you've got this and filled it in, you'll be able to use the video to show you how to work the ads manager correctly. Because you do not want to be just whacking on that boost button. You will spend money. You may as well give your money to me. So hopefully you've taken something from that. That is good information. I wish I knew that information when I very first started, which I didn't. Thank you for tuning in to Real Deal Live tonight with me, Real Deal Bill. It's Billy McGarry signing off. Thank you very much. Remember to like the video and subscribe to YouTube if you're on there. And this will be replayed for you all on Sunday. Keep it real.